Probably the most interesting time for me in the model railway year is when Marklin announced the new additions to their range, and in this video I'll go through what's been announced for 2025 from what I believe to be the leading model manufacturer in the world. Well, I think so. Before I get into it, I'll just mention I'm not paid by Marklin or anyone else to make this video, and I don't have any affiliate links that I'm trying to get you to buy through that affect my views on these things. So of course, remember to shop around for the best prices. Right, let's get going, and remember these are all going to be AC digital models. If you have a DCC setup, then check out my Tricks 2025 video where I detail that range. Okay, here we go. We start, like many people, with a starter set. Remember, everything coming up is AC digital, which Marklin lead on, and these sets are AC digital with sound. This is a steam freight starter set in which you get a DB BR24 loco and 3 wagons, an open one, a beer wagon, and a brake van. Included in this set, you also get an oval of track, 2 points, and a passing loop of track. Additionally, you get an MFX digital controller too. Everything you need to get up and running with AC digital, and coming in at around £500. Another new set, but this time in the more budget range called Startup, is the German farming train set. Again AC, but this time not digital. It comes with a much simplified diesel and 2 wagons, track, and a hand control joystick. You also get a little tractor model too with this set, although I'm not sure why the promo photo has it hovering over the track like that. Almost looks like this set used to come with a flat wagon for the tractor, which is now removed. Not sure. Anyway, this set is a different proposition to the previous one and at a lower price of around £175. We're into the core range now, and starting with a real beauty. I love these old Prussian locos, and this KPEV P8460 is a lovely machine. Marklin's version here is in the great looking dark green and dark red colour combination from around 1915 or Era 1. And is offered here in metal with MFX Plus digital decoder fitted, offering numerous lighting and sound functions. Number 2424 has the dual headlights, gas lights, the steam dome and sandbox on top, rod buffers, a standard Prussian cab and a box style tender without the extension. Looks wonderful and being offered here at around £420. Now this is a very purposeful locomotive in a 210 wheel configuration, and with running number 3810 from Era 3. A kind of satin black finish with blood red wheels. It has the T30 tub style tender, and the loco is fitted with the Veet smoke deflectors. Again, MFX Plus decoder. Like all the models being released in 2025, it has loads of lighting and sound features. Particularly of note here is that it has a motor with a flywheel mounted inside the boiler, yet also has a mostly open view between the boiler and the running gear. Pretty cool. This one is coming in around £450. Also from Era 3 is this DR BR01.5 express steam locomotive with the green and red livery. This also came out as a Tricks version, and I talked about it in my Tricks 2025 video I released earlier. Great loco, this one looks really good, and price here at around £475. The price is creeping up. Into Era 4 now, and it's the classic black and red paint scheme of the DB applied here to the BR003 steam loco. This one number 2763 representing the loco from the early 1970s. Although this looks very high quality, it's actually a cut down model badged as an affordable beginner's model, yet it still has directional lighting and digital features including sound. The price here is around £270. So you can see, compared to the earlier ones in the £400 range, this one does seem like good value for what you get here. Now we're back to 210s with the BR051 locomotive. This one has the brakeman's cab in the tender, and the loco features Veet smoke deflectors again. It's got 4 boiler appliances, shortened running boards, DB reflex gas lamps and inductive magnets on both sides of the locomotive. Again, the model has a partially open frame there and has a raft of lighting and sound features from the MFX Plus decoder. Price is back up to the 400 range, with this one being around £450. This one is unusual. It's a 212 heavy freight locomotive BR59 from the DB. This one number 032 is from Era 3, around the end of the 1940s. It's a model of the former Württemberg Class K and is fitted with a T20 cold tender. This model is being produced for the anniversary of the 175th anniversary of the opening of the Gilslingen grade. Not easy for me to say. It has the usual digital features, and this one can also be fitted with an optional extra smoke generator if you wish. We're up to £500 with this one though, so it's quite an investment. And finally, for the steam locos, it's another 210 this time the DB-BR-044 heavy freight loco, this one number 6575. This one has the T34 standard design coal tender and is distinctive because it doesn't have the central lock-in on the smoke box door. So a representation of what this loco would have looked like in the early 1970s. It's another one at the £475 mark, and you can see now that it's a common thing for Marklin steam locos to be upwards of £400 this year. But what about diesel locos? Let's have a look. First one is this, the DB-BR-211, a diesel locomotive number 1409 in the blue and cream from era 4, around the early 80s. Again, it's a metal body and has the MFX Plus digital decoder operating a raft of lighting and sound features. Nice looking model this one, very handy to have, and priced at around £280. Another one I talked about on my tricks video, this is the very cute looking DB VT 88.902 diesel railcar. I think these were called the Flying Pigs if I remember correctly. It's a great little model which is newly tooled and has lots of lighting options, sound and a stay alive fitted. A really cool and fun model and priced here at around £330. And you can also get it in this specification as the CFV3V CVT 354 diesel railcar. This I believe is in the so-called museum livery, which it had between 1978 to 2014. The price is the same as the last one. There's obviously a lot of duplication between what Marklin are releasing this year and what Trix is releasing in 2-rail DCC, and this is another one I've talked about already, the DB V60 diesel locomotive. This one is from the early 60s in the maroon colour and numbered 390. This has all the digital features as other locos but also includes digitally operating couplings too, priced at around £350. Next in Era 5 specification, it's the DB-AG BR218 diesel locomotive in a dirty weathered condition as number 4646. It's got the snowplows fitted at both ends, as well as a distinctive roof vents and a large roof fan. Also we have a driver at number 1 cab end, and only that end though. Again, all the digital lighting and sound features from the MFX Plus decoder, and an all metal body and chassis. Price for this is around £300. Now this is a firm favourite here, it's the NOHAB Big Diesel. This one is in the livery of the DSB from around 1983 and has all the same kind of digital features, plus this one has blinking lights before it moves off as per the Danish railways. Price on this is around £360. Now into Era 6, we have 3 variants of this railcar. The first is the DB-AG BR650 RS1 and it's the single car Regio Shuttle diesel railcar. This is completely new tooling this year and again features all the usual digital lighting and sound features, including cab lighting. I mentioned this before that it's a really handy model for smaller layouts and reasonably priced too at around £200. And it's also coming in the Southwest German Provincial Transportation yellow and white colour scheme too, but otherwise the same model and price. And also as a CD type RH840 version too if you prefer. Now into electric locos, we're starting off in Era 6 with the DB-AG BR151 electric locomotive. This one in the red from around 2008, it's number 0353. Much the same features as the diesels with metal frame and body, an MFX Plus decoder with loads of lighting and sound features, as well as this one having a digitally controlled pantograph. It's another new tooling model with a price tag of around £400. Now I'm just going to rattle through the next ones as again I talked about them on the Trix release video and the specification and details are the same here except for these being AC digital. So we have the PKP Cargo Class 370 Siemens Vectron number 058 at around £380. The SBB Cargo A610 number 5191 from Era 5 at around £390. The DB-AG BR186 number 3398 from Era 6 at around £380. And the same logo in the Railpool HSL livery. And also in the Euro Cargo Rail livery too, all the same price. The wonderful looking SBB AE6/8 from Era 3 at a whopping £500. Then it's the SBB RE4/4 Type 2. Its number is 11141 for the reasonable price of £350, or at least reasonable compared to the £500 of the last one. Also £350 is the NS Class 1100 in the blue as number 1108 from the mid-1970s. and the big old DB BR193 locomotive number 0080 from Era 4 with what I think looks like really shonky pantographs, priced here at around £420. So all that was released as a Trix version, but this wasn't. It seems to be only Marklin this year, at least so far. It's the Swiss SJ-RC6 electric locomotive number 1339, which has this great looking livery, rather unusual to me, and priced here at around £370. It's a livery from around the year 2000 and has some neat touches, such as the chevrons and the snowplows, and tiny wing mirrors. Definitely a favourite of mine, this one. Oh yeah, I also talked about this DB Cargo BR249 bi-mode electric locomotive before too. This one has the automatic couplers as well and is priced around £420. As we move on now to coaches, these ones on screen now I've already mentioned on the Trix video, so I'll skip over these to the ones being released only as Marklin models at the moment. The first is a coach pack and it's 6 coaches of the Royal Prussian Railroad. They're all 3-axle compartment coaches, being 2 green second class, 3 brown third class with one of them being with a brakeman cabin, and then 1 third and baggage carriage with brakeman's cab. They're all fitted with lighting and sharing current through the couplings. Quite pricey here at $420 the set, but lovely looking coaches these ones. Next is a single coach, this one being the German Federal Mail or DBP mail carriage as used on the DB. This coach has the exhaust hood for a coal stove, side ventilation air intake fins and air changeover equipment. Its livery and specification is from the early 80s and this is priced at around £60. The next one is an Italian FS Type EC89 Paganini AZ First Class Eurofima coach from Era 5. It's in the Big Regio paint scheme from around 1995 and is priced around £60 too. And here is the same type of coach, only this time a BZ second class compartment and priced the same. And another second class BZ, this time just with a different running number. Here we have a coach that goes with the previously released Koningsee Long Distance Express set. This is the DB Type BPM Z291.2 second class FD coach and is priced at £85. It has interior lighting and current carrying couplers too, which is looking like it's fast becoming the norm for Marklin coaches. And we saw the Swedish RC6 loco a moment ago, and here we have a coach pack to match with it. It's the SJ Interregio coach set, which consists of a Type A2K first class coach, a Type AB3K first and second class coach, a Type B1KT second class coach, and Type B5K second class. For a 4 coach pack, this seems reasonably priced at around £200. So now we're on to wagons, and again these ones shown now were all released as Trix too, and I've talked about them already, so we'll skip on to the Marklin only releases. So first is this so-called retail pack of DB Type UCS silo wagons, 12 in total and each is uniquely weathered too. Together this pack is priced around £450. Another wagon pack, and again weathered differently, it's the DB Type FD-Z72 OMMV open wagon set from Era 3. These come with real coal loads too, and the pack is priced around £75. Now surely everyone's got one of these by now. It's the DB Type LBS 377 refrigerated wagon, and this time it's in gravel grey basic paint scheme from Era 4. It's priced around £38, a fairly commonly owned model this one. I'm sure you'll eventually own at least one of these refrigerated vans at some point in your life. It might as well be this one. Or of course it could be this one. It's a beer livery version too, just for a change. There's plenty of choices for these types of wagons with beer logos on them. This one is priced the same at £38. Now we have a 5-pack of Swiss #Falls hopper wagons in these bright colours. They include a gravel load and look quite distinctive and eye-catching. Price here for the pack is around £250. We move back to Era 3. We have this DSB Type ZE bogie gas tank wagon, which looks pretty unusual to me and has the Kozan gas livery on it. Even though it's just grey, I kinda really like it, especially because £40 seems reasonable too. So wagon sets like these are a great way for manufacturers to resell older models, and Marklin are at it with this OBB/FS wagon set from Era 3. You get a Type GMS van with a brakeman's cab, and another without a brakeman's platform or brakeman's cab, a Type OMM gondola, and a Type TIPO-F van with peaked roof. Kinda just recycling older models, but anyway this set is priced around £125. More recycling with this, the SBB wagon set, also from Era 3. In this pack you get a BLS Type J2D van with a brakeman's cab, an SBB Type J3 van with a brakeman's cab, an FS Type Typo F peaked roof van. Not sure why you're getting an FS wagon in an SBB pack, but there you go. Also one tank car and one DB Type G10 München box van. Why German DB in an SBB pack? Not sure either. Anyway, it's a strange pack, this one, and priced at around £185. Wouldn't be one I'd choose. Another pack is this Dutch NS Type UCS and Type UCS-Y spherical container wagon set, or as I like to call them, boob wagons. These are all different numbering but otherwise identical wagons from Era 4 around 1970. Another good bit of recycling and at a price of around £130. We're being spoiled for wagon sets this year, as now we have the Era 4 DB wagon set with 4 wagons. Here we have one Type KLMS 440 gondola with friction bearings, and the other is the same only with roller bearings. Also one Type FZ 120 dump car loaded with scale sized ballast, and finally one interchange Type HBCK 291 van with end doors that can be opened. The price has crept up to around £160 though, and with these packs I'd recommend just looking for them in the second hand market, to be honest. Anyway, next we have this big wagon pack at around £475. 12 of the DB AG Type FALNS 182 side discharge hopper wagons. These are actually new tooling, and the pack has them all with different numbers and fitted with real cool loads. It's a steep price, but it is a whole train. More weathered wagons. This is a 4-pack of DB AG weathered wagons from Era 5. They also have some patchwork too and are all different. They actually look really good, these, and the price here is around £160 a pack. Now we have a selection of military theme wagons, the first being this flat wagon. It's the DB Type KBS 443 stake wagon, complete with a model of the MAN 5-ton 630 L2AE truck, which is constructed mostly of metal. This is priced at around £50. For £10 more you can get the same wagon with different running numbers, fitted with 2 different smaller military vehicles. And now 4 heavy-duty flat wagons complete with tank loads. It's a Leopard 1A1 tank made mostly of metal too, and each of these flat wagons has different markings. What's annoying about these though is that while the wagon numbers are different, all the tanks are numbered 623. I feel this is a bit of a mistake and they should have different numbers too, but whatever. Next there's 2 of the sliding tarpaulin wagons, the first one being the red DB AG version and priced at £38. Or you can opt for the grey Wascosa version for the same price. Back to the wagon sets with this, another DB wagon set. This time 5 wagons. You get a Type HBCS 300 van with end doors and panel walls which is weathered, a Type KLMS 440 gondola again with boards and a rusty load, a Type HBIS 299 sliding wall wagon, a Type ED 090 hopper wagon, and a Type LBD LPS 383 refrigerator car with vertical boards, and it has power pickup as well for some red marker lights. This is a limited edition pack for the 175th anniversary of the opening of the Gilslingen grade and is priced at around £200. Moving on to this from Era 6, it's the double pocket wagon set, and this time it's fitted with 2 trailers that have a distinctive Marklin livery on them. So these trailers are modelled on ones used at the Marklin factory to transport goods, and here this pack comes in at around £125. Another weathered wagon pack which seems to be an increasing trend. This time it's a triple pack of sliding wall bogie wagons which have individual weathering and patchwork. Expect to pay around £170 for this pack. This 3-pack of wagons are the DB Schenker Rail Polska Type FAS side dump wagons from Era 3. Different running numbers obviously, and also priced at around £170. This is a fun wagon. Normally these advertise beer, but here we have one with sweetie manufacturer Haribo with a retro design representing Era 3. I think it's been printed very well. There's no issue across the wood planks, and this is priced at around £38. We've also got some wagons in the Startup range, a more budget-friendly series of models with less detail and cost. However, this is a weird pack where you get a total of 12 wagons with loads, but they are the same model, kinda. They're all the same low-sided bogie wagons and you get 3 different loads, but you get 4 packs of each of the 3 loads. Weird, huh? Comes in a big pack and it feels more like a retailer's pack for a shop than anything, but if you fancy this, then it's around £250 for the lot. And there's also this, the refrigerated van, again much like the other two we saw earlier, but of course this is a budget version with less parts and a lower price of around just £17, and of course it has this bright Afri-Cola livery on it. It's not all cheap stuff though, because this is a working crane with supporting wagon, which has a full range of movements possible under digital control. The grey cab area is all new tooling, but the rest isn't. The price of this is around £150. The final few things announced in HO scale for this year are American outline items, which I don't normally cover on this channel, but as they're Marklin, then let's check them out. The first being this one, which is a model of the ES44AC diesel loco, with this one being from the Central of Georgia Railways with number 8101. It's a heritage scheme livery, and this loco features the usual metal body and chassis, and with the digital features you get a multitude of lighting options as well as sound. And this also has a smoke generator installed too. Even the number boards are illuminated and controlled through its MFX Plus decoder. The price here is around £420. Maybe to go with it, you could also consider these retro American tin plate wagons in this 4-pack set. Obviously made in tin plate, they feature opening doors and come in a retro style Marklin box, which is pretty cool. Price on this pack is around £170. We've also got some Gauge 1 stuff announced, which is always really fantastic items, but at a cost. So this is at 1/32 scale, and we start with the DRG VT135 Weismar diesel railcar. This is number 079 from Era 2. Marklin haven't yet released a production photo of the model, and I've given this photo, but you can see it's much the same as the HO scale versions we saw earlier. This will be all new tooling, all metal, and have loads of digital features. Interestingly, the control on this model can be either AC current, DC current, Marklin digital or MFX, which offers a lot of possibilities. I'll update with more on this when proper photos come out, but for now we know that the price here in the UK will be around £2,400. Now we do have a photo of this railcar though. This time it's the wonderful looking OEBB RCE 2/4 rotor file electric railcar in Era 6 livery. So this is in a museum configuration with the crimson basic colour scheme harking from the mid-50s. It's got the usual stuff like digital lighting, sound and operating pantograph, and can be operated with the same multi-current versions. A really cool looking model this one, and priced here at around £3,000. There's also a couple of vehicles in this scale too, the first being this dinky looking Magirus Merkur 120S truck in green. It's actually made of plastic with real rubber tyres, and the model can be rolled with the front axle steerable. The price is around £150, which seems a lot for a plastic truck, especially when you consider the next one's price. So this one is the Tempo hand-seat 3-wheeled flatbed truck, which comes with a driver figure. Also, it's made of plastic with real rubber tyres, and it can roll, and the rear axle is sprung too. It's priced at around £40, which is significantly different to the last one. Very weird, such a price difference in models which are both kinda the same. Anyway, finally in Gauge 1 we have this set of 10 seated passengers. They're all pre-painted and different, ready to be put into stations or passenger coaches. Price here is around £100 a set. So that's it for HO and Gauge 1, but Marklin also announced a whole bunch of new stuff for Z scale, including all this and more. That'll all be coming up as a section in a regular news update, so subscribe now to see that video and others coming soon onto this channel. Great to see all these new exciting models coming from Marklin in 2025. What was your favourite? Let me know in the comments below, and thanks for watching this news update. I'll see you on the next one.